thank you for being here with us all, everybody. Sorry we are slightly delayed. I actually, just before I was miking myself up there, discovered through in the other area of the building another leak. Anyway, it's okay as far as I can see. The rain seems to be off, so I think we're good. All right, so let's come into our basic stance. Let's spread out through our toes, relax and release through your feet and your ankles. Nice bend down through your knees, tuck the hips in neutral, engage through your pelvic floor muscles, lift through your rib cage, bring the shoulders all of the way forwards and up, bring them back and down. Slide the shoulder blades down. Let's lift through that rib cage slightly more. We're going to bring the chin into alignment. Bring the crown of the head to the sky, tailbone to the ground. Deep breath here. And as we breathe out, sinking deep down into your body. Deep breath here. Take the hands nice and wide. And one more like that. Deep breath in. And out. And here this time, as we raise our hands up towards the sky, let's lengthen all of the way up. And release that down. And here we're going to bring the hips out to one side. Let's lengthen through the waist, bend through the knee. Keep that hip line nice and level. Hands come out to the side. Bring it back in through center and out to the other side. Oh, nice. Coming in through center. And hopefully just before class there, those of you who are joining me live in our Zoom, hopefully you had a nice opportunity to catch up there. We don't always get that moment before or after sessions these days, so quite nice just to be able to do that, I guess. Let's make that a little bit faster now. So if you are just warming up, moving into those movements smoothly. Start with a small movement pattern. You can increase it and make your range of motion bigger as you go from there. Let's bring our hands into center. You're going to keep your upper half nice and steady. Nice. Let's make that movement a bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, that looks good. A little faster here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. We're going to anchor through the low half. Let's slide the upper half all the way across. So you brought your feet maybe about hip width apart. Those nice stabilizing muscles of your calves, through the thighs, through pelvic floor muscles. Here we go, we can slide. 2, 3, 4, slide. 2, 3, 4. Sweep all the way through. You can add in that flowing movement of arms, extending all the way down to your fingertips. Let's begin to rotate through the shoulder joint as we bring the hands gently out in front. Well done. You might want to circle round through the wrist. Flex through your fingers into that movement. Nice. To the other side. Lovely. Let's bring the hands upwards. We're going to touch the outside of our wrists together. Bring the hands all the way down. I'm going to frame the hips here. You can frame in this soft angle position. And bring the hips into a circle. So you've created that frame of movement with your hands. The hands can move with the hips. A little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, depending on how you feel. If you'd like to release your back, you can make it a little bit bigger. Let's take that the other direction. We're going to go all the way around. This time we're going to imagine that we're a tree in front of us and we're just resting forwards on that tree there, and your hip just peeks out to the side. And we could reverse that the other direction, take it round. Nice. All right, so with that movement in mind, let's work with a circle of the rib cage now. So here we're going to work with two planes of movement. One that's a lift and a lower. Let me just lift through here and show you what we're doing. So we're using, as we lift, we're using the muscles right in at the back and in between your shoulder blades to really lift up. It's a contraction of those muscles and it's a release through your upper abs and a little bit of a release through your chest as well. As you lift upwards, lift, and then we're going to reverse that pairing of muscles. Remember we spoke about the muscles work in pairings. So whatever's happening on one side of your body, the opposite is happening on the other. So here, as we lift, we're using the muscles on the back. And then as we lower, we're going to use the muscles on the front of our body. So we're going to use the upper abs and a little bit into our chest. So we're going to lift with the back muscles, and we're going to release back down, utilizing upper abs and a little bit of the pectoralis muscles. It's a tiny bit of work from those, but it is present, it's there. Your shoulders, you want to keep your shoulders in neutral. They don't come with it. They want to stay in that same position. And the other thing you want to watch out for in this movement is your hips staying in the same position. Because often what happens is that as people come into this movement here, the hips pop out of neutral like this, and you get this hyperextension through the back, which does two main things. It knocks out the visual where it doesn't look so much of an isolation of the rib cage, it's more like all in here. And the other thing is that it tenses up your back. It's going to cause you a little bit of muscular pain, and it might be compromising for your spinal health as well if you did that over a long period of time. So bend through your knees, really bend through your knees, keep them soft and relaxed, and engage through your pelvic floor muscles, and that's going to give you that steady, stable base so that you can then lift through here independently, or so it seems, and then you can lower back down. The hips hardly even move. You can bring your hands out to the side if you wish, and then pull back down again. So you can lift and release. You can lift up, release, lift, release, lift, release, lift, release, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop. Good. Lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop. So that's the movement that we're making. That is a standalone movement known affectionately as a chicken. A chicken, you could call it whatever you like. You can feel free to stay with that crazy name if you want to. The other movement that you have is the chest slide that we enjoy as part of that gorgeous warm-up for all of the core muscles. So you're going to be blending these two movements together in the rotational form, like so. So we're going to lift upwards Then we're gonna slide out towards the side. Notice the hips still remain stationary. Make sure you're bent through your knees, hips are in neutral. And you can bring the hands out to the side if you like. And here we're gonna drop the rib cage back. So we're really, here's a position here. It's like right back like this. And then we're gonna slide out to the other side on a diagonal. So you've brought the rib cage gently on a diagonal initially, but then you extend into that slide. So let's try that a bit faster. So we're gonna come forwards. Good. Slide to the side. Bend through your knees, stabilize through your hips, and then out to the side. A little bit faster if you want to. Out, side, pull back, other side. We're gonna lift through the rib cage, side, pull back, to the side. Lift, slide, drop, slide. Lift, slide, drop, slide. Lift, slide, drop, slide. Lift, slide, drop, slide. What we're going to do now is have a little shot of rounding that movement off rather than it being a diamond shape, which is lovely and you could utilize that any way you like. Actually, one of the things that I'm really enjoying revisiting as a movement, which I haven't done for a little while for some reason, is a V shape with the rib cage. Let's have a little bit of fun with that first before we go on and round this off, just because it fits where we're at right now with the edginess of it. So imagine that right now your rib cage is in the center of this V shape, yeah? So what we're gonna do is you're gonna come out of the center of that V shape and then you're gonna bring it back down into the center of the V shape. So what you did here is you brought both of those movements. So here you've got a lift of the rib cage but also a slide simultaneously happening. Let's try to the other side. So you're back right here, you're in neutral, you've come back with the rib cage. You can't go any further back. You are using your upper abs. Woo! Feel that contraction through there. The rest of the abs are fairly relaxed actually. So here we're gonna come out. Nice. Bring it back into the center of that V. Other side, so we're gonna go diagonal into center. Diagonal into center. We can go diagonal, center, 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 diagonal. Wee. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift. Let me show you from the back. So we're here, we got lift, drop, lift, drop. I'm gonna talk to you through the mirror. Lift, drop, lift, drop. Well done, that looks really good. So we're gonna lift, drop. Try to keep the hips steady and center. You're utilizing that bend through your knees. Lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop. Well done. You'll be feeling that toning and strengthening through each of your core muscles, but particularly upper abs. And so, from here, one of the things to mention actually with this movement, something that limits people's range of motion within this movement is their over-contraction of the upper abs. And when I say that, what I mean is when it comes to the reverse phase where you should be using the muscles of your back, because your brain has fired up those muscles of upper abs, as soon as you go to move that region of the body, your brain says, oh yeah, you want me to use these. And you're saying, no, 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 I want you to use these. So just be aware of that once you've activated through those muscles, sometimes they want to they want to be the ones that go all the time. They're fired, they're ready for action. So just be aware of that. When are you contracting the abs? Is it the right moment? If it's not, just breathe and let the muscles reset, let the body reset, and the brain and the body will begin to work together again as nature intended. All right, here we go. So what we can do now is we can bring this movement into a circle motion. So rather than it being that edgy, and by the way, you can really play around with the accent of that one there. So you can begin to pop, 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 accenting the upwards, outwards, pop, 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 pop. Lift, 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 lift. Or you could accent the downward, so that might be a tack, tack. So you might have a doom, tack, tack, doom, doom, tack, for example. So with the reverse, let's emphasize the doom section. So that might be with that V shape that we had, you're gonna mark out doom, 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 doom. And the lift is literally just the vehicle for creating that drop. Drop, 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 drop. Wow, lovely. Okay, so in center, let's go then for that circular motion. So what you got is then that rounding off of the movement. So you're gonna lift upwards. Let's go this way first. You're gonna slide, bring it all the way out to the edges. So here, you're rounding off through those edges. Bring your hips all the way around. I say your hips, what I mean is bring your hips steady and bring your rib cage all of the way round on the outside over the top of your hips, if that makes sense. That is what I meant to say there. So the hips, you want to try to keep them fairly steady and you're coming all of the way out and round. The biggest range of motion is coming from the lowest of ribs. The low ribs, the low section of rib cage. Can't even make words now. Let's make it a bit faster. And remember, we held on to that tree trunk there. Now, just imagine that you're peeking out from behind that tree. Woohoo! Oh, here I am. Coochie coo. I see you. All the way around. Yay! Woo! Oh, it feels good, doesn't it? Let's try the other direction. I feel myself coming into the shoulders here. Before you know it, you've moved into tribal fusion style belly dance. Wow! Help yourself to some hydration if you would like some. Let's come back. Let's do some shimmies. So we're going to drop through one hip and then through the other. Here we've got distance between the feet. Anywhere up to about hip width apart. Nice. Hips are in neutral. The bigger the bend of your knees, the bigger the movement of your hips. Here we go, a bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to take that onto a single leg as we lift and drop through the hip. Let's frame with L-shaped arms. Beautiful. Here we go. Drop, 2, 3, 4. Drop, 2, 3, 4. Let's make that a little bit faster. Woohoo! Nice. Try the other side. Drop, lift, drop. Hip is tucked under. Drop, lift, drop, and lift. Drop, lift, drop. Lift, drop, lift, drop, lift. That's it. A bit faster here. Drop, 2, 3, 4. Bit faster still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Woo! Bit faster still. Yay! Into center. Let's work with the muscles lower down of abs, particularly mid-abs, and more than that, external obliques in at your waist. So you're gonna twist through the waist. This movement here, make sure you got bend through your knees. The hips are coming directly forwards and back. It's not on diagonal. This movement here is literally knitting the muscles of your waistline back together. So if untrained or after life changes, different stages within a woman's body, but people in general, if we're not exercising, or we've had a big change up in our lifestyle lately, the muscles of the waist often separate. And with a movement like this, we are literally knitting those muscles back together. I'm going to show you another one of those movements in a moment. But for now, let's focus on that technique that we're using. The upper half, imagine that you've pressed your hands against the wall. And your upper half, your rib cage is really still, it's steady. And you're twisting through your waist with the hips in neutral, pelvic floor muscles are activated. Try not to grip onto the floor too much. Keep your feet fairly relaxed. Forwards, back, 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 forwards, back. Woohoo! Wow. Coming into center, let's have a really lovely full body shimmy, just releasing any tension. Letting any toxins be released by lymphatic drainage. So you could go and spend a lot of money having a lymphatic drainage body work done, such as massage, and there's huge benefits to that. I absolutely recommend that. But if that's not accessible to you right now, a close second would be foam rolling, myofascial release, followed by full body shimmies like we are doing right now. Flushing out toxins, boosting your immune system, releasing tension, relax through your shoulders there. Let's take that towards one side. And that natural wobble that you feel throughout your body, allow that to flow, because that's really what assists this movement in its health-giving benefits. Bring it into center. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck. And we're picking this up through the knees. You can also use this with the rhythm. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. This next movement we're about to do, remember I said to you we're going to do 2 movements that really pull the muscles of the waist in together. And this leads to you feeling really strong in your core and very empowered. So let's come in. We're going to lift through the hips. Add through the hands, we're going to sink down through the hips, bring the hips under in neutral. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to slide our rib cage out on a diagonal. And then we're going to bring it all the way round towards the back. Yeah? And then we're going to slide diagonal the other way. And then twist round towards the back. So your hands just happen to be coming with this. Your hands and your arms are just flowing with it. What we're doing is we're moving the rib cage round. So there's actually a figure of 8 through your upper half. Slide and twist. Slide, twist, slide, twist. One of the things that makes this one tricky is often your hips want to come with it. Keep it nice and smooth. Keep the hips neutral. Well done, yes. 4, 3, 2. Would you like to try that a little bit faster? Let's give it a go. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can take the hands wide out to the side. You might need to slow it down a little for that one. what you're gonna feel is all the muscles of your abs, your waist, and your back being strengthened and toned. Here's a key factor: together. Each is as strong as its supporting, opposing muscle, which means that not only are you building strength and tone, you're also building harmony. You're reducing your risk of injury. Do you know that the most common reason for sick leave in the Western world is back pain, back problems? So movements like this, let's assume that you don't have back pain to begin with, this can really help prevent something like that. Coming into center, help yourself to a little spot of hydration. Wow. And then we're gonna pop all of that together to something super fun. Give me 1 second to find that. Okay. So we're gonna pop lots of those movements together. And yeah, see how they feel in practice. This should be playing. For some reason it's not. Okay, 1 sec. Hey, it's working. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. Are you ready? Are you ready? I don't know if you are ready. We'll see. Give it a go. Into basic stance. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, thank you so much for joining me for all of that shimmying fun there. Let's come into center. Let's step wide. Bring the hands up towards the sky, dip down. We can come across towards one side, lengthen all the way through. Coming back into center. Let's release all the way through the other side of waist and back. And coming all the way into center here. Bringing your hands all the way up to the sky, deep breath in. As you breathe out, forward fold, bend through your knees. Just release through your arms, your shoulders, your back. Coming up to center, all the way up to the sky. Deep breath in your own time as you breathe out. Forward fold, bend through your knees and release through your shoulders, your arms and your back. One more of those, gently unwinding one vertebrae at a time up to the sky. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, release down towards the ground. And as you come back upwards into center, gently unwinding, take a moment in 4, 3, 2, 1. Make a power stance. Woohoo! Whoa! Yes! If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit notifications so you can be informed of when the next video goes up. If you'd like to support the creation of these videos, remember you can head along to patreon.com/Little Egypt Studio, where you'll find a community of other enjoyers of these videos. See you soon. Bye.